This is not only perhaps the first maxim enforced in the court of equity, but it may be not inaptly termed the germ of the equitable procedure and the father of equitable maxims. It was the first method of enforcing action in the interest of right and justice that caused jealousy on the part of the judges of the common law courts, and for a time produced confusion and greatly retarded progress in the equity court. The struggle was whether the court of equity, by obtaining control of the conscience of the party, by getting jurisdiction over his person, should do justice between litigants in cases where the methods of the common law courts operate to produce injustice, or failed to do justice. Lord Kames, in his memoirs, in defining law and justice, says, quote, law from its very nature is mutable, susceptible of perpetual improvements, but justice, which is the object of law, is fixed, immutable, and certain. The good judge, like an able pilot, will use the former as his compass, but aware of its occasional error and variations, he will look to the latter as his polar star. I like that he uses the term polar star there too. When you go into equity, you get justice. I love that was that he points out that was a non-lawyer too that said that. So intolerable had become the failure of injustice in the law courts, and so great the actual injustice perpetuated in their administration of the law, that the remark of the Sunset Club official would have been very near the truth as applied to conditions then existing. So it is distinguished by them stating that it acts on the conscience of the person, not just the person itself, not his property, but his conscience.
Yeah, because that was, if I'm not mistaken, one of the pitfalls of the common law is the common law could compel the property, but could not compel the owner to do anything about it.
Mm-hmm.
And so, they really had to have a way to get a hold of that person and force them, or compel performance.